One of the most popular anti-heroes of the 90s, Spawn, aka Al Simmons, was a CIA agent who was killed by his best friend. He made a deal with an evil being named Malebolgia, trading his soul for the opportunity to see his wife once more. It wasn't as straightforward a deal as he thought though. He had been transformed into a demonic creature, a Hellspawn, and returned to Earth 5 years later, in which after regaining his memories, he discovered his wife had married his murderer. It's an intense origin story, crafted by Todd McFarlane, that would resonate with fans who wanted a darker alternative to the heroes of DC and Marvel. So today we're counting down some of the facts about Al and his universe with our list of the top 10 shocking Spawn facts. And at number 10 is Image Comics. Let's start off this list by talking a bit about the interesting publication history behind Spawn. As most Spawn fans know, he's a character published by Image Comics, who also publishes the likes of Saga, The Walking Dead, and Witchblade. In the early 90s, several large comic authors and illustrators left Marvel and DC, including McFarlane, in a movement known as the Exodus, due to how many of them had largely contributed to the X-Men franchise. Image's mandate was that the creator rather than the publisher would own the work. So, all that being said, who was Image's first major hit? Spawn, of course, selling 1.7 million copies of its first issue in 1992. And at number 9 is Soul Calibur 2. Spawn is a playable character in Soul Calibur 2, as one of the special edition characters that came with the Xbox, while GameCube players got Link from Legend of Zelda and PS2 players got Tekken's Heihachi Mishima. This is because Microsoft ran out of specific Xbox characters to include at the time, after a deal for placing a Dead or Alive character in the game fell through. So instead, they went with Spawn. Additionally, Spawn's cape was removed from the game because it was hard for developers to properly implement in the game. Up next, number 8 is early issues. Some of the earlier issues of Spawn were printed out of order. While there's never been a full explanation given for why this has happened, issues 19 and 20 were skipped over in the initial release, and were later re-released, with issue 19 coming out between issues 24 and 25, and issue 20 coming out between issues 25 and 26. In our number 7 spot is Taco Bell. During the release of the 1997 Spawn film, the movie ran a promotion with Taco Bell, but not everyone approved of the company promoting an R-rated film, despite it creating less controversy than McDonald's had when it ran a promo for a PG-13 film, Batman Returns, putting toys in their Happy Meals. And at number 6 is the original design. Todd McFarlane had drawn up the concept for Spawn back when he was a teenager, and the original design was much more sci-fi inspired. He released some early sketches of the character, along with a note that read, I quote, "Spawn didn't always start out as a character from hell. When I first created Spawn as a kid, it was more of a sci-fi story. To me, sci-fi means space. Space is cold, cold is blue." And at number 5 is his suit. Speaking of Spawn's suit, the outfit he dons is pretty remarkable. It's a living sentient symbiote, known as Letha of 7th House of K, or K7 Letha, in which he has dominance over, and is bonded to his central nervous system, meaning he can manipulate it at his will. The suit will also protect him even if he's unconscious, and as a neural parasite, it feeds from Al's spinal fluid and other neural chemicals in his body. And at number 4 is Tony Twist. McFarlane had a bit of a habit of naming characters after real people, which at first glance may seem harmless, until someone sues you. This was the case for one of his creations, a mobster named Antonio Tony Twist Twistelli, who McFarlane even stated was named after the famous hockey player Tony Twist. Tony Twist didn't like this much, and sued McFarlane, and was awarded $15 million. But McFarlane appealed, and eventually the two settled out of court for $5 million. And at number 3 is Jessica Priest. McFarlane did manage to avoid one potential lawsuit though. When pitching the Spawn feature film to New Line Cinema, it was brought to his attention that Al Simmons was killed by a character named Chapel, who was borrowed from another Image Comics series called Youngblood, created by Image co-founder Rob Liefeld. Rather than use the character and pay Liefeld the rights to do so, McFarlane created Jessica Priest instead, who appeared in the film and was later noted in the comics as being Al's true killer. And at number 2 is Neil Gaiman. While McFarlane may have avoided that lawsuit during the Spawn film, this lawsuit was one that he couldn't shake. When Spawn's popularity picked up, various famous comic writers and artists were brought on board to contribute to the series, with McFarlane promising them that they'd retain the rights to whatever creations they added. Except, he went back on this. One of these artists was Neil Gaiman, who introduced a handful of characters, which he was meant to receive royalties for, but McFarlane seized all payments to him, claiming he owned the rights to the characters, and in 2002 Gaiman sued him, and won, years and years later though. And finally, in our number 1 spot is race. Spawn's face is one of the character's more memorable traits, but it's not just because he's Hellspawn, and all burnt up, it's because he's black. McFarlane wanted to create a black superhero, but feared that readers might get too caught up with the character's race. Therefore, he burnt his skin entirely, making his race completely indistinguishable. Alright, there we have it, friends. Which of these facts surprised you about Spawn? Do you want us to do more Spawn lists? Or maybe lists on other Image comics like The Walking Dead or Saga? Come on, you know you want to do Saga. Let us know in those comments below. And if you dug this list, make sure you hit those like and subscribe buttons. And head on over to our channel to check out some other nerdy lists, like the ones in our most recently uploaded playlist. In the meantime, thanks for watching. I've been Kelly Pally, and this has been Top 10 Nerd. I'll catch you guys in the next one.